I didn't watch the video. I don't know what you're talking about. They just told me to do a raid inside of a server. They invited me to the group chat and they told me to spam. That is a good point.
Do you think Corey would be happy with you that you're coming into my server and spamming and saying all this stuff under the guise of?
He would.
I just had the weirdest dream. There was all these 12-year-olds and they were screaming at me because I made a video about my own opinion. Wait a minute. Oh no! What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to go through the comments of my last video and just talk about how absolutely ridiculous the response has been. Now I'm no stranger to critique. That's basically all I do on this channel. My top 5 videos are basically all just commentary videos or video essays about stuff I don't like. But this last video takes the cake for the worst responses I've ever had. Talk about not being able to have a differing opinion to the masses. Like, by God, have I had a big response to this. Well, before we get into reading those comments, I want you guys to subscribe and hit that bell notification. And make sure you join the Discord at discord.gg/Sonny. I want to go through and read comments today and just show you how absolutely idiotic and racist the CoryxKenshin fandom has been to me. From calling me slurs to just straight up insulting me because I didn't agree with him. This is just unacceptable. So without further ado, let's get into reading these comments and just see how absolutely insane these kids really are. Buddy, you're melting into your own couch. Please don't bother talking. You know what, you're right. I was melting into my couch. Now I'm gonna melt into my nice, comfortable bed. He's a crybaby because he addressed an issue people wear too scarred to talk about, and now that Corey posted it, everyone still is posting their complaints with the app, but he's a crybaby. First off, you need to check your grammar. My God, that was terrible. And second off, how am I not allowed to talk about it? Isn't that a little silly? They're saying that I can't ever talk about anything else that's going on if it doesn't relate to me in the world. It's a little silly. It's crazy how he has more subs and you're saying that stuff over a video and not to him himself. You want me to go to his house? I don't know where he lives. What? Instead of calling him a crybaby, maybe you should do a background check and get valid info on the situation instead of assuming he's not grateful. Vids like this always take a turn and don't catch the right audience only because y'all don't bring valid points and completely feel butthurt that Corey has his own opinion in situations toward YouTube. Grow the fuck up. I am not valuing Corey's own opinion. Isn't that what you're doing right now? By you telling me to grow up and to watch the video and saying that I didn't watch it all the way through is the same type of hypocrisy you guys are doing to me. Because you guys didn't watch my video all the way through and you're not giving me the benefit of the doubt to have my own opinion. You're chastising me about it. So how is this any different than what supposedly I'm doing to Corey? It's not. You guys you're just hypocrites. It's always the fat, no life, I procrastinate on my couch all day people that have something negative to say about Corey. Lol. So you're saying that because I'm fat, I can't have an opinion? Again, this all just goes back to being that because I'm either smaller, fatter, or black, I can't have an opinion about something on the internet. Kind of racist and fucked up to me, isn't it? Ooh, here's a doozy. Guys, get ready. Did you not watch the whole video or skip through some of it because he goes through and looks at every other YouTuber that uploaded it and he's the only one that got age restricted? That's why he got pissed off, and it was after he got #1 trending again. It always happens to Corey and it's not privileged. The only thing privileged about him is that he gets a YouTube rep, but then again, you have to get like 1 million subs. I've never heard of the Attitude Ability Survey. I'm sure the thousands of other YouTubers who reacted to Corey's vid would have said something about that in this situation. Also, you cut out some of the story to make him look really bad, which in turn made you look bad to the people who actually watched the video. Also, to get another point, all right, I'm just gonna stop this. This is just gonna go on. This is like a run-on sentence. If I was your English teacher, I would be rating this D. To go through and read this, this is clearly just someone that's so delusional that they are going to agree with CoryxKenshin to a fault and not even let me have the time of day to argue my own points. To say that CoryxKenshin has this big problem with YouTube and saying that this happens all the time, you have no evidence of that. And the only evidence that you do have is debunkable. which I did in my last video. The community guideline strike video where he got a community guideline strike and he doesn't know why, that video had child endangerment in it. And it's provable. You can see it in the video, right? So of course that's going to get taken down. I gave a plausible explanation. I said that maybe after he got trending, someone's watching his videos, binging them because they liked his content, found that video coincidentally, and didn't like that there was a kid getting blown up by a firecracker. It's not that hard of an explanation to come across, but CoryxKenshin is such a privileged crybaby that he would rather say that people were trying to take him down than to think, well, maybe I made a mistake. You know, people that blame others for their own actions are the worst type of person because they'll never learn from their mistakes. They continue to make them over and over and over again and never try to grow from them. But you guys should have the brain capacity in this community to see through and use your own critical thinking skills to understand situations, not just from face value of what he tells you, but instead you would just rather go along with it because you feel like a bigger part of the community. You feel like you're fighting for some just cause, which it isn't. You're fighting for a privileged crybaby who got his video age restricted because it had some sexual content in it. Don't you feel a little bit silly when you think about it like that? That you're just a pawn for a big crybaby? Ooh, this is a good one. Fallen Samurai. YouTubers and people in general are always nitpicking with Cory. They love finding the smallest reason to try and bash him. Cory has never been a problematic YouTuber and has always been a genuine person and done kind things for others. People will always find ways to turn something good into something negative. Cory literally did a water charity stream and it was online for 5 hours. Wow, 5 whole hours, dude. I could never do that. Don't talk about all the times I've done 24, 48, or even 72-hour streams on my channel, but don't worry about that. By the way, you should follow me, twitch.tv/SonnyTM. It's a good chance I'm live right after uploading this video. This just goes back to the believe in Cory unfalteringly. When you put your full faith in the creator because they look at you in your eyes in the video and say that they were wrong, then they say they look sincere. You don't have to just take that for face value. You can still like a creator and not agree with them wholeheartedly on every point, right? The world's just not that cut and dry where it's either a yes or a no. There's maybes, there's concessions. You can have differing opinions from people, guys. I called this person a parasocial leech. And if you guys don't know what a parasocial leech is, let me tell you. To be a parasocial leech, you have to be a person that talks so highly of a creator that you like that it seems like you're talking about a friend. You dilute yourself into thinking that maybe this person would actually know or, you know, be friends with me if they knew who I was. And you have these delusions of grandeur that if you ever met them that you would be best friends and that, you know, it would be so fine and peachy. But the thing is, guys, you're just a number. Statistically, you're just a number. With a creator like CoryxKenshin who has 14 million fans around the world, you are unironically a speck, a tiny speckle in the fine sands of his hourglass on YouTube. I don't say this to be mean. It's a reality check. You guys have to understand that he will never care about you and he will never know who you are. So for you to go out and do these things and harass creators such as me or go on these campaigns on his behalf, he won't find this good. You're doing more harm than anything. I've had people call me the hard R because of my video, because I had an opinion. I've had people harass me on my Discord, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So why do you guys justify his behavior because I didn't agree with him that he had a racism problem? So to solve me not thinking that he had a racism problem in YouTube, you guys show me that he does have a racism problem, but in his community. I've had the most vile, disgusting things said to me in the last couple of days just because I had a differing opinion to their top creator, and I'm disappointed. CoryxKenshin clearly is a family-friendly community. He doesn't curse, doesn't swear, he doesn't do a lot of the things that a lot of other YouTubers do, but apparently his fan base does. I've been called fat, I've been called, you know, I've been called anything under the sun in these last couple of days just because I said that he didn't have a racism problem. And I just think that's kind of ironic. So black creators are fighting each other after Cory exposed YouTube. YouTube targets Cory because he's Christian, not because he's black. YouTube actively promotes black/Jewish YouTubers over white YouTubers. Another crazy notion that YouTube has favorites because of your ethnicity or your religion, which you sound a little bit conspiratorial, don't you? You sound a little cuckoo in the head. Here's one of my favorite comments though. This is one of my favorites. I would try not to say anything, but I just have to now. One, this is just sad. How you're a man of color and you can't even support another man of color at all. That's just sad. Two, most of you Leafy is Here knockoff channels don't even have to do any amount of editing in it takes to upload a video, because all you're doing is using some basic ass gameplay that doesn't involve a lot of brain power to play, and turn your mic on or your green screen and just start recording. But I have to admit, you got a lot of balls to get on your camera and let thousands of people see how you're melting into your chair, Lamau. Hey, I just found what makes your channel different from the Leafy is Here clones, Lamau. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on you cause I really could, but I'm not. First off, pretty sure you did go on me, black hippie girl. And second off, what you described as what I did for my last video is the exact same thing CoryxKenshin does for every one of his videos that he uploads. So how is it any different from when I do it than when he does it? Is it because you don't like me because I deferred from his opinion? Or is it because I'm a Leafy is Here clone, which makes no sense because I don't do Leafy is Here content? Just because I had a negative opinion of someone doesn't mean I'm a basher that all I do is just make fun of people. In no way did I make fun of CoryxKenshin in that last video. I call him a privileged crybaby, but I feel like that's warranted. When did I insult him? When did I call him the N-word? When did I call him fat? When did I call him anything other than a privileged crybaby and state facts on why I thought so? Cory works for 4 to 5 months out of the year, makes millions of dollars, and complains about having a video, one singular video, age restricted. How's that any different than, you know, maybe some fucking billionaire like Jeff Bezos crying about one of his mansions getting taxed more? It's not. Again, this is the parasocial dynamic where people think that just because he's smiling at you and having fun on the camera and that you see that you're some sort of friend, your buddy. You guys gotta grow up. I don't know what to tell you. You're defending Cory by inadvertently making fun of him. Does not seem a little bit silly? You're saying that all I do is just record and look at the camera and put my green screen on. But isn't that the same that Cory does? Start playing a game that takes little to no effort, turn his camera on, smile and wave, and upload it, or does he even edit it himself? I edit all my videos myself. Don't see me complaining. Cory probably has editors. You know, so barely does anything. He plays the game, sends it all to someone to get it edited, boom, that's it, and done. You know, so food for thought, black hippie girl. For those of you who are still watching the video, I'd like you for sticking around, and I hope you enjoyed this little look through the comments. There were hundreds of them, and I could have kept reading through them. I got called fat, I got called a race traitor, I got called all sorts of stuff under the sun. And if you really want to go through, I left some replies that I didn't talk about in the other videos, so go check that video out if you haven't. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. I've been Sonny, and I hope you guys learned something. Peace.